Good morning. The weather has improved today, Thursday. It is freezing cold though, but it's not raining. So today, radiator out, wings off, pretty much, and then that's pretty much disassembly done. I've had a friend of mine who's got an identical van, who's got a Fiat Ducato, similar sort of year, so basically the same under the bonnet. He sent me a photograph of this area here. You see that's in the way, but that area there, and this has got a very, very slight bow in it on this van, so I've got to just straighten that out. But this panel here that I thought was bent would appear to be, from the photographs of his van, actually like that. So maybe this is some sort of strengthening bend or something, I don't know. This one's got a bit of a bend in it there, so I'll have to remove this, whatever that is, and then just try and square that up. But it is quite a flimsy thing, so I'll get the wing off, I'll be able to get to that. But that bit would appear to be that sort of shape according to the photographs that he sent me. I'm not saying it's completely straight, but because that was only the headlight, that's where the headlight goes in there, so it's a pretty sturdy thing for a headlight to break, so it does seem to be that shape. So I don't think that panel there is actually damaged. I think it's just that bit there where the front panel would have just kissed this and pushed it back a bit. So I'll get the wing off and then that'll be that. Someone mentioned about the dipstick. Yeah, it looks like the dipstick tube has gone back, so I'll grab that out and just pull that forward a bit. Thank you for the person that mentioned that. Yeah, as it's just pushed it up, so it hasn't broken that, but I will just pull that dipstick forward just a fraction and get that squared up. It looks like it, I don't know, I'll just see if I can find a bracket on or something in there maybe. But anyway, let's get all this off, and then that'll show us, give us a bit more detail, give us a bit more, give us a bit more of a view. That's not damaged, is it? Right, let's see what we can get on with. Alright, so just bring you in here. So in fact that was bent back, it was just touching here, so I just pulled that forward. That works fine now. That can unclip from there, so just push that back in there. This is mainly the cover, I think, that's damaged on this. So it's got a little bit of damage just there, which I'll probably glue back together. That's all that. So I think that in there, apart from coming unclipped from what it's come unclipped from, I think that might go again, so I'll take that off later. Have a look at that. The brackets for the air filter housing have come undone, but they're just little bobbins, so they're easy to get. I could even probably glue that back together, but get a couple of those. I don't know how many there are, 3 probably. I imagine there's 3 on there, but that's easy fix. But no damage to it at all, which is good. So just that's damaged. No damage to the washer bottle. What else? This is just the frame of the intercooler. I think that's going to be okay. It's just touched that thing there, but I'll get a screwdriver on that and just bend that back. But I think that's going to be okay. There's no other physical leaks, damage to it. I think that'll be fine. I think I'm probably going to get a new one of these bottom cross members because it is quite rusty in places, and also it's quite badly rusty. And also this particular cross member underneath somewhere is where the bottom of the bumper bolts on through there, through these, and they've all snapped. Just those there, that one, that one, that one, and then all the bolts are snapped. So you can get these for like 50 quid brand new. So I think I'm probably going to just buy a new one of those, because it is quite corroded anyway, just around there. By the time I've cleaned that up, that's just going to be as thin as anything. So I might as well just get another one of them for 50 quid. As I say, no damage to anything else here. If that had been damaged, then this would be damaged, which it isn't. So we know that and that are perfectly fine. It's just those bits, but that bit's probably pulled round a little bit because that's where the front panel goes. So I'll get a bolt in and twist that back that way. Same with that one's twisting. But I think other than that, we're good. We are good. Let's just get these wings off now then. I'll start with this one because that one's got the fuel filler cap in it. I'll get this one off, it's the least damaged. And we'll see what we're dealing with underneath that. Alrighty then, so yes, that I just got bent round slightly, but that's easy because that's just on this flimsy bracket, which to be fair I probably didn't even need to undo. I've taken the bolt out of that, but you didn't need to, so that's fine. It has just pulled that away from there ever so slightly, I'm guessing, so I just need to whack that back into place. So that's easy. So that, obviously that bit there, so I just whack that bit in. I'll undo that bolt, whack that bit back there, and done. But none of this is damaged. Yeah, you can just see that's just pulled that there again. A quick whack back into place with that, and that bit there you can just see it's just pulled apart just there. But quick hammer back together, done, bosh. Worst case scenario, whack that back together, double weld on there, but I don't think you need to because don't really need to because the spot weld's just there. So very easy. So let's get this one off. The same. Now I'm expecting to find more damage on this side, obviously, but let's see how bad it is. But that is literally no doubt. I was worried about that. That appears to just be a separate panel. It has got a slight bend in it there, but it literally is so flimsy you can just manipulate that back to wherever you want by hand. So that is just a corner piece to hold the wing on. So that does sweet FA effectively. Anyway, let's have it this side and get this wing on. Alrighty then, so that was a bit of a bugger because the screw that was in there was rounded off. So this has been taken off before. This wing, this passenger wing, I could tell by just looking at the paint in places that there was some, you could see some rubbing down marks. So that wing's been painted and that's been taken off before, which is probably part of the reason. So maybe it's had both front wings painted, because the paintwork on these vans is atrocious. So I already thought that this had paintwork, and now I'm certain it, well, I know it has because of that, obviously. But this has been like that, wing's been off, and those screws have been out, and the head was damaged, which is why it took me forever to get it out. It's just mold grips in the end. But anyway, I've just taken that bracket off of there. That sits like that, and obviously that one's facing that way, one's facing that way, one's looking at you, one's looking for you. So that just wants bending around that way, so that's fine. So take a little bit of whack there, then I can whack that back, and then that's easier now for me to get into there and just pull that back straight. So if you look at this side, that one again is just taking a knock just in the corner there. Again, if I just take that off, I can bend that back, that'd be easy, and then I can just whack those bits back down there, back into shape. But I think everything's gonna be fine. I can't imagine that is too badly damaged at all. It's not, that's all straight, and that literally just bolts the end of the wing on. So if it wasn't 100% straight, is it the end of the world? Probably not. If that was damaged, then yes. Or if this was really badly damaged here, then yes. But that just bolts that's just for that bracket, which, as I say, the wing bolts are that, there and there. So that is all that does. And if I can't get that straight, then I just buy another one. Same with that one. And I'll buy all the parts, but I think I'll probably get that straight and nice. But I'll see if I can get some new ones first. And we'll go from there. Right. Let us see if I can get that a bit squarer up then. See how we get on with that. Alrighty, so I spent about an hour or so just bushing all this back. I still think that bend's supposed to be there. Looking at the photographs on my mate's van, I've tried straightening this out, but it looks worse if I straighten it out, so I think that's supposed to be there. Straighten that out as best I can. And all this, that's all fine now. And then the same with this one. I've straightened those bolts out there. It probably looks wonky on the camera because it's fish-eyed lens. And then pop that back on there, and then straighten this out as best I can. Squared that, sorted that out, and straighten that line there up. So that is all now straight. So, and again, this has got exactly the same bend in it, so I think that bend's supposed to be there. Straighten those out, and that's it pretty much. So I'll go around here, go and grab some paint, some white paint, and just sort all that out, make sure that doesn't go rusty. But yeah, everything else is square and sorted, I think. So we're all good. All good, all nice and straight there. That's all how it should be. So I think we're good. I've also straightened up. What did I do with them? Oh, there. I've also straightened out these two brackets. So not quite 100% straight, but they're better than they were. If I can't get a new one, that one wants a bit more of a bend in it just there. If I can't get any new ones, then I'll use these, but I'm pretty sure that I can get some other ones of these, but I thought I'd rather go at straightening these out just in case. And I've just got to have a quick look at that, try and get that square, but other than that I think we're pretty much ready to start going back together. I might have a quick jet wash of the engine later, although it is freezing cold today, so I don't know if that's actually a good idea. So yeah, we're getting there. Obviously not going to bother taking the bonnet off, because they're just I'll be on and off, on and off, on and off with that. So I'll take that off when I've got all the other bits. Then obviously, because it needs new bonnet hinges anyway, so I'll sort all that out when I actually get the new bonnet. I'll just put that back on then, and we'll go from there. But I think everything is sorted. Now I've just got to start getting a parts list together. Fortunately, this fan isn't damaged, so it's just I need to get that fan, obviously radiator, and then all of that lot. So it should be, I'm guessing all that comes as one with the bumper, because that looks like that's glued onto that bit. That's some sort of grill. So that should be relatively straightforward. Second hand bumper. And then I need to obviously take the chassis number off of that one. That sticker ain't going to come off, that auto sleeper sticker, so that's done for. And then I just need to try and retrieve these motors from there, because every headlight I've seen so far at a reasonable price doesn't come with those little motors. So I've just got to try and retrieve those out of there. Right, so I'll get salvaging parts, I think. Alright, so I've managed to salvage a couple of bits. I managed to salvage one radiator fan and cooling fan and these two motors for the headlights. So that means because I found a really cheap pair of headlights that just need a quick polish. So that'll save me a fortune. And then what else? The rest of it is, I think, just scrap really. They're the headlights, don't need anything from them. I'll try and salvage a couple of headlight bulbs maybe, you never know. But they're all done for. And then that pretty much is all scrap, but I'm not going to throw it away. Obviously you've still got to salvage the number plate and the chassis plate from that, and the horn. But other than that, I think the rest of it is all scrap. But I won't throw it away, because you never know, there'll be something I think, oh, I've missed that. I've salvaged the headlight adjusters, the headlight adjuster bracket that goes in there. Yeah, I think now it's just a matter of finding out what I can purchase and get free delivery, and what I'm going to have to go and physically go and get.